So I wanted to update you on the piece that I'm working with at the moment. This girl over here. Last time I did a live video, I mentioned that I had trouble working with this new fabric that I found. It's a recycled polyester. I usually work with pure linen, but I actually thought this color was really interesting and I wanted to give it a go. And this fabric was an open weave and it looks like it was going to work. And yes, it did work, but I found it very hard to punch into the fabric with my punch needle. And last time that I spoke to you, I mentioned that I used SKC punch needle and it actually broke because the count of the weave in the fabric is much higher than the linen that I usually use. And so I found that as I pulled the punch needle out of the fabric, it would pull my punch needle and it would resist. And so it was very hard to work with. So I gave the Lavol punch needle a go, the 4mm one, and it worked better, but it was still very hard to work with. But I've managed to continue working with it. So this is the first time that I've actually created a portrait, and it's definitely a learning experience, as I've had to work in a different way than I usually do. I usually like to kind of make it up as I go. But with this piece, I did have to do a bit of planning. Wanted to make sure that I got the proportions of the girl correctly and that she won't look a bit weird. And it turned out pretty well, but I found that as I was working on her eyes, I realized her eyes, I find eyes very hard to do because drawing, I think it's very hard to get the eyes right, and you really need to get the eyes right too. I think it's a very important part of a portrait is to get the eyes right. So I found one side of the eye was too small and didn't match the other one, and then after I corrected this one, I realized that this side the eyes looked too big, and so I ended up having to redo the eyes about 3 times. Which I must say is definitely a learning experience. But overall, I'm currently really happy with how it's going, and I'm halfway done. So I'm really looking forward to your feedback so far. I know it's not yet completed, so I'd like to know what you think about it so far, and if you feel like her proportions are looking okay, her eyes are looking okay. So let me know what you think about her at the moment, because I worked really hard trying to get her eyes right, and I hope that it's looking good. I've added a bit of a bead detail there with her earrings. Yeah, thank you so much for listening and stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!